Let's start with Common.
Let's start with Common. Okay. I have track by track notes, but we don't need to go track by track if you don't want to. Actually, I have no idea how you feel about this project. We haven't talked about this at all. Do you have like how are you feeling about this? Let's just talk about it.
All right.
How are you feeling?
Yeah. So I listened to it twice. The first time I listened to it, I was sick. So I feel like I didn't hear it correctly.
Oh, I thought you meant like you were sick to your stomach.
No,
like you thought this was just a terrible crime.
No. I had a head cold or whatever. It was all in my head.
Head cold. All right.
Nose was stopped up. Like, yeah, it's wild. Let me first preface that Common is one of my favorite, like at one point was my favorite rapper. Probably from Like Water for Chocolate through Finding Forever. It's like 2000 to about 2007. He was one of my favorites. Pete Rock, iconic producer, produced some of the greatest hip hop beats, greatest beats in music of all time. World Is Yours. They Reminisce Over You, right? So, to your point about older artists that we discussed a few weeks ago, you're seeing more like this is a way for these older artists to kind of come together and be either reintroduce themselves to a newer audience or feed this existing audience, because now we're on the other side of hip hop turning 50. So I don't necessarily have any expectations, but I didn't like any of the records that they put out, any of the singles. But the dynamic was I really liked whenever I see Common on like Off the Radar or what's Power 106? I can't remember. Whenever he's on the radio freestyling or he's doing some other segment, even that video that went viral of him and Freeway rapping on the tour bus, like he sounds hungry. He sounds energetic. It reminds me of when Common did The Food on Chappelle, and then you hear the album and like the energy that made it what it was just gone. So much so that they had to include that Chappelle version on the final version. So when I hear this album, Common sounds dated. I don't know. Let me ask you this, Doc.
Yeah.
Has Common ever been like the name drop guy? He was like,
that's an interesting question.
It is like game Eric Sermon levels of name drops. Like he is name dropping everybody.
There's a lot of name dropping. There's a lot of name dropping.
And the wordplay is really corny.
There's some corniness for sure. I feel like you're just gonna get that with like a later career Common though. Like this is not 98, 99 Common. And that's how could I expect him to be that?
Sure.
That was 25 years
That's
ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like, so, which I think that's why I was like, I was thinking about like, what era? Because they're playing for the nostalgia here,
for sure.
Right? Like these beats, right? The whole feel of this album, and it's like, what era? Like, if you were advising if Common's like, listen, I need to tap into some nostalgia. I need to kind of go back to my core fan base. Like, what era is Common's core fan base?
I think the era that I think it's Like Water for Chocolate, is B, and it's Finding Forever.
Yeah. I think that's about right.
Yeah. It's Dylan.
I don't know if that's his best.
As an MC?
Yes.
His best rapping is One Day It'll All Make Sense.
It's in between One Day. To me, it's in between One Day and like Water for Chocolate. Like he goes on like the guest appearance run and all, like
because that's Respiration. That's The Business with De La. Yes.
Underrated one, the Beatnuts record. What's that called?
Oh
man,
hold up. I got it.
I can't even think of it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Slam Pit.
Slam Pit is crazy.
Yep.
He murders that verse too.
Yep.
Yeah, like it was a time.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So yeah, you know, it's interesting. I love this. Is why this show works, because you're focused. You're picking up on Common, and I'm picking up on Pete Rock.
And I definitely got a Pete Rock take, but I want to hear what you say.
Oh
no, please go ahead.
So I got excited about this project because I heard Wise Up.
Okay.
Which is not like a super innovative record. Actually, let me play it for people real quick. We could talk about it so that way people know what we're talking about if they haven't heard it. Got to take advantage of that. Is that MC Shams?
Yeah. No, I think no, that's that might be Milk D from Audio 2. That might be MC Shan. Hold on, let me see.
Three wise men came to visit where I've been. Brought gifts with the Southside blend. One had Hennessy.
Yeah, so what I liked about that is that there's like some energy.
Oh, that is MC Shan. You're right.
There's some energy to that record.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good tempo. You know, it's not a super innovative beat, but it's like evoking all the good kind of nostalgia vibes I want out of something like this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They gave me the old Okie Doke, man. There's nothing else on this project that sounds remotely like that song. Not at all. The energy is mostly is a big part of my problem with this project, actually.
Yeah, it's very
Common needs certain tempos.
He's
an artist of a certain era. He needs a little bit of he's like, if you go too slow, he's not gonna amp up really. You gotta get him kind of going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that these aren't like slow, like Griselda beats or anything, but like, you know, some of these kind of meander, I think, you know, just really chill records, actually. You know, a lot of just kind of chill, fine, cool records. And I'm like, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
So then when a record like Now and Then shows up and it's like, oh, where's this?
I like that beat. I think that's one of the better records on there, actually. Yeah. Here, I'll play that real quick. Nice sample too.
Every now and then I step to the south. The holy matrimony of rap music is stony. On the mic, I'm nice. Niggas think that they know me. Meet you where you are, let God speak through these bars. Whether rock him or Rashid, I guess the world is ours. Wrote 18 letters to the rap gods, hoping I could be better. They said fine forever. I just want to be. Killers want to swarm. The world is kind of...
Boy, you're like, he's just the names, even obviously that's kind of the point of the song, but it's like, yeah.
And I was just wondering, like, is that like the theme of the album? Is it similar to that Marsha Ambrosius record that we talked about last week? Which is this him, like, is the Auditorium, is this him paying homage to the music that inspired him, the artist that inspired him? Like, is that what this is? I don't know. I was trying to shoot him some bill. I was trying to shoot him some bill. But yeah, so my problem with the production, I'm with you. I think the energy is there. And it's weird. Like, there's this like new nostalgia that I think like what works. Like, you could say Hit Boy, right? but Hit Boy's a younger producer. I'm trying to think of if there are older producers who make like new nostalgia. I don't know if that's like an Alchemist.
But Alk kind of not really. He just has changed his sound. Now he's got it. He has a very identifiable.
Yeah.
But it's not like Alchemist is. I mean, I would actually kind of let Alchemist isn't trying to make like 99 Alchemist beats again.
Right.
Although when he does, please sign me up.
Yeah. He's on like his fourth rotation of like changing his style, fourth or fifth.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a producer who is older from the 90s, early 2000s. Like, I mean, maybe Dre. I don't know, but like
Primo.
Nah, because he got worse too. I'm talking about the new nostalgia that works, where you have elements, we know it's you, but it's still. Yeah, my bad.
I missed that works part.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't clarify that. Because if you're gonna like do the nostalgia, if you're gonna play the nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
I want the music to be just as good as the records that I'm used to hearing from you. So can I play? That's tough, though, can I play this album next to The Sixth Sense? Can I play this album next to Invocation? Can I play this album next to the Shut 'Em Down remix? Can I play this music next to? I would even say Pete Rock just did an album with Sky Zoo. The beats that he gave Sky Zoo were better on that album than this. There's not a beat on this album that's better than It's All Good, which was Sky's single. That's a great Pete Rock beat. Had energy. Sky killed it, but like good tempo. Like Common would have killed that too.
Yeah.
You know, so it just like to see all these people say that this is the album of the year, and you know, it's talking about Common rapping
and
better than
people want to
Nas.
believe.
Yeah, like it was just like
people want to believe.
Somebody, you know, one of you're tired of the mumble rap, and one of your favorites.
I get it.
Put out something that sounds like something that reminds you of something that you used to listen to.
I like that phrase, right? Hold on. I want to, that's good, right? Sounds like something that reminds you of something. That's it right there.
And it hits you there. But it's like, if I'm playing old Common, am I going to like infuse this with the other records that I play from him in my Common playlist?
Right.
Nah.
He's not really attacking anything on.
He sounds very like lazy, like these rhymes sound. There's a verse here and there that's cool, but like,
yeah,
it sounds very like paint by numbers. And again, I really do believe this is why there is no incentive to make great music. People made money, like making money was the incentive, like the album sales and the stream of revenue that came from that was the incentive. So if this album only costs, you know, 5 figures to make, and they're like, you know, hopefully they'll have to break even on, you know, on touring because the streams might not do it. You know, do they have physicals and merch? Probably. But they're not necessarily like putting an emphasis on that. They're relying on there will be a Common and Pete Rock tour somewhere, I'm sure.
He's also like, he's acting, you know, like he's got a whole other situation.
Yeah, there's literally Doc. There's a Bandcamp page. So I guess this was done under. Okay, so it's the credits say Common, but it's under exclusive license to Loma Vista Recordings, distributed by Concord. So when I go to Loma Vista Recordings, they have a Bandcamp, and they have a digital album, a purple vinyl, a standard vinyl, a CD, and a tape. So you kind of have to like
get the vinyl, get the tape, you know? Yeah.
So you kind of got to look for that. You know what I'm saying? In order to support in that way. Otherwise, you're just going to stream it. So there's no incentive. There's really no incentive to make a great album, especially at this stage.
Well, except just like because you love it.
I agreed.
But I don't know if Common loves it.
Right. I don't know if this is, if this is a thing. I feel like Nas opened the floodgates, and ultimately this gives people a reason. This gives older artists a reason to tour. So yeah, they're gonna sprinkle in these newer records, but people would go see Common to hear The Light and all the other records from his discography catalog. But you talked about that. That's what a lot of rock artists do. They put out a new album, but really they tour it so that they can do the hits.
This could have just been an EP, honestly.
It's long too.
An EP would have been a lot to me. Like an EP would have been a real fun. Could have been a fun thing. You could scrounge together 5 records here like that. Maybe make more sense. And
you just could have did volume 1, volume 2, just kind of put it out that way. Yeah.
Or just cut mostly. Because the other thing is, it's like, listen, this is like done completely independently, not on a label in any way, right? They didn't clear a single sample line here, buddy. Let me tell you, not one. No chance. No chance.
Well,